They were pretty much denied the fact that they were not supposed to fly, they were not supposed to succeed, they were told they couldn't, and they proved everybody wrong.
Today we are here to watch information on the red tails, and the information that the students are getting out of it is to rise above and to just focus on their goals and achieve the things that they really believe that they can do.
Wings, and they're looking at that door going, how did they get that thing in here?
What the program entitles is people come in, they watch a 30-minute documentary show. After they watch the show, we escort them over to the hangar where the red-tailed P-51 Mustang that they see in our program, it kind of ties, the two ties together. Usually the plane is set right with the exhibit, but that's what puts the two stories together.
After they see the movie and the travel trailer, they come here through the airplane and we talk to them. One thing that made this airplane really, really effective, see that scoop under there? There's a radiator in there, just like your mom and dad's car. Well, the airplane itself is a North American P-51C model, and the Tuskegee Airmen typically got the leftover aircraft. The C model was a good airplane, but it had some disadvantages from the D model. Very fast, very nimble, but you can't see out of it as well. So the Tuskegee Airmen, even though they later flew the D model, they had the C model for a longer period than most of the white squadrons did. So it's sort of become the iconic image. This airplane is very rare. There's about 120 Mustangs flying in the world. There's probably at any one time between 5 and 8 of the C models flying. So it's a pretty rare airplane.
In the class we watched the video, I learned that one of the planes was called the P-51C, and I also heard it in the video we watched today. It's really exciting because I have never seen a plane that has history like this one.
We're hoping that they go home with a new understanding and appreciation of what the Tuskegee Airmen went through, and try to instill that the children use those principles going forward in their lives to persevere over any adversity they might have. It's an education campaign using the example of Tuskegee Airmen.
Sometimes each and every one of us can be anything that we want to be if we believe it, and we persevere and keep moving forward. And this is an example of perseverance, you know, when you look at this and look at what they accomplished.
Specific reason we're here in Tallahassee this weekend is Dr. A.J. Brickler. He's a pilot himself, a historical enthusiast, and he's been instrumental in bringing us back here to Tallahassee almost every year.
He saw our exhibit and he said, I gotta have you guys come in and teach this message to kids in our community.
As long as it's been coming to Tallahassee, Dr. Brickler has been the one that's been instrumental in bringing this to us. As a principal in a Title I school several years ago, my students had a chance to experience this, and it was wonderful. And so now as the director, to have a chance to bring this back for other students, it has been very rewarding for us to do that. So we're just really excited to have this opportunity to provide this for our Title I students.
It was just yesterday, I believe, when I was talking to Dr. Brickler, that one of the students was just so excited, you know, once they got to the hangar to see the plane, that it's actually real. You know, to them, it was just, you know, on the movie, it is just something that they can't really touch, but to be able to see it in actual person, they can realize that it's really real. And again, that can give them the inspiration that even before, they didn't even think about aviation. This is something that can kind of get them going in the mind frame of, I want to be a pilot one day. So that's one great thing about it.
Some people think it's a cool airplane, which it is. Some people think it's about the war history, which it is, but probably the biggest takeaway we want is for the children to understand the situation that the Tuskegee Airmen were faced with during World War II. and the principles that they chose to lead their lives by and the results that they got from that. We want the kids to consider the effects of racial prejudice. We want the children to consider the effect of giving up and stopping when you're faced with obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. And we just want these kids to realize that life's going to throw you some blows, but if you stick with the plan, you make good choices, you work hard, you use your head, aim high, all those types of things, you can, in most cases, have a successful life. We're trying to increase the quality of living in this country by having people all contribute.
I think one thing the kids have learned is just to have confidence in what they're doing and to rise above things that people think that they can't do, and just to believe in what they can do.
I'm gonna take away that anything is possible. It doesn't matter what race you are, if you're black or white.
Anything that you want to do, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it.
The Tuskegee Airmen broke rules to prove that anybody can do anything. That's important to me because it tells me I don't have to give up even if it's hard.